hello, you caught me there. It's such a good book. I just can't put it down. As I've been reading chapter 8 and 9 of Anh Do's Happiest Refugee, and what a great part of the story. This is where Anh Do starts out at university. He gets into his law degree and has a great time, well, sort of, finds it very complicated. And so to help him pass the time of a very technical, boring degree, he enrolls at the same time in a visual arts course at the Meadowbank TAFE. And as he says himself, if it's a choice between painting nude models and arguing over the validity of Clause 61, no choice at all. Great stuff. Also in chapter 8, at the start, he meets and is love-struck by Susie. He tries a number of times, and in chapter 8 it doesn't quite work out. Always seems to be in the wrong place at the wrong time with Susie. But a number of other interesting things happen in Anne's life. He has a bus crash. He takes his little hatchback out for a drive to go down the street. Qua's still getting ready because Qua seems to either be a bit of a slob or really dress up to get ready. And a big bus comes and crashes his little hatchback. What really impressed Anh was that his mother came out, checked that he was all right, but also extended love and compassion to the shell-shocked driver of the bus. Anh was particularly impressed by that demonstration of love and compassion on the part of his mother. Around this time, in his second year of university, Anh drifts into a bit of an alternative lifestyle. He's trying what Australia has to offer, the weird and wonderful diversity of life in this country, and he has an interesting up and down relationship with a hippie called Amanda. So he does the crystals and markets and alternative lifestyle thing, but that relationship falls over because she just can't say the word Vietnamese properly. Also at this time, Anh gets into some part-time work, and he has some seasonal work at the post office, memorises all the postcodes, has a bit of fun learning the postcodes, and also learns a bit of a life skill around surviving long and boring shifts as you go. Chapter 9 is a lengthy chapter, but it's a worthwhile chapter in terms of what happens. University progresses along and comes to a successful conclusion, and so does the visual arts course. Highlights a difference between studying law, which is essentially working through to get the degree and show how smart you are, with the approach of the visual arts course, which is essentially about learning the craft and learning it as you go, and getting the diploma is the bonus at the end. Anne's really impressed by the integrity of that process. Well, we're still friends with Susie. A number of meetings, a number of phone calls, always seems to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, even after the breakup with Amanda. And both of them complete their courses. Anh is offered a job at Anderson Consulting, a prestigious central Sydney consulting firm with a suit and a good salary, but it's not quite what Anh wants to do. Comedy has become his thing. He loves to tell a story, he loves to get a laugh, and he weighs it up. I particularly liked the line where Anh was talking over what to do with a veteran of the comedy circuit, faced with the prospect of 60 hours a week at Anderson Consulting, and the long-term comedian says, Well, I only work 5, maybe 6 hours a week. Anne finds that particularly appealing. And why wouldn't you, for telling a story and doing the comedy that you enjoy? On the other hand, it's a little bit uncertain, the different gigs, the different places, the dodgy hotels, having to build up the experience at weddings, parties, or anything you can find. But eventually, Anne keeps going, keeps trying, plays all the venues, does all the dodgy pubs, deals with the drunken racists in a lot of the bars, and eventually won a competition in Canberra called Green Faces. His talent shone through, the judges recognised what he had to offer, and several thousands of dollars of prize money. He was able to delight his sister Tram by fixing her teeth. What's also heartwarming as chapter 9 rolls on is that eventually we enjoy success with Susie. Anne's overtures are finally recognised, accepted and reciprocated, and a happy relationship does ensue. Anne's family, Susie's family, and there's some very interesting cross-cultural stories about an immigrant Vietnamese family, getting to know, understand, be accepted by, find out about. Susie's family, which from the book comes across as a long-standing, wealthy, successful Anglo-Australian community, and some great stories of encouraging cross-cultural discovery, and a great story about their wedding. Ando being Ando, some great storytelling and a great story about how the wedding took place. It's that good, I can't talk anymore. I want to keep reading, and I hope you do too.